All right. My name is Zoey Roy, coming back at you for video 2. So for the last video, we talked a lot about the different terms that racism is made up of. And this was really important approach because my whole goal was to make sure that you have the answers. Because once we know, then we can know better. And that's a really important place to be. So for this video, I want to share with you how poetry has made such an impact in my life. The poetry that I want to present to you today is spoken word. And spoken word is a subgenre of hip hop. What I think is really important to note is that spoken word requires you to take a stance on something. It has to have a message. I think that's really important. Some things that really inspire me about hip hop are the foundation is rooted in knowledge, unity, and fun. The next poet I'm going to share with you is a poet that I really admire and respect. I've seen him perform live a few times, and every single time I'm completely drawn into every single word he shares because his cadence is so raw. Prufrock has this poem called Countdown, and in this poem, he really challenges racism, challenges people's perspective by drilling in his truth through this poem. His truth as a black man, the questions that he has, the solutions that he has, the truths that he finds, as heartbreaking as truth can be in a society that doesn't value black people as much as they value white people, that could be a really weird place to be. The next poet I want to share with you is Katharina Vermette. And she's coming from Winnipeg, Manitoba. She's a Métis woman and very, very proud to be living on the land where these agreements were made. She shares this truth in a poem called Heart. And in this poem, she speaks about how the north end of Winnipeg, an area that is typically portrayed in the media as one of Canada's most dangerous neighborhoods, it's always kind of spoken about in a really negative light within the media, and she contrasts or juxtaposes that with her truth in a really heart-wrenching way. She speaks about how the North End is her home, how the grass is her hair, and she challenges the heart by calling us to be a part of the solution. And her connection to the land and language is so woven with her affirmations of the importance of home. That's really the thing that binds poetry. Poetry requires truth. It requires us to take a position, to take a stance. For your exercise, I want you to take a stance for something that's important to you. I really want you to think about your connection to something that you have something to say about, and then start to brainstorm what that means. So you're going to break it up into 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, you're going to say, what do I think about this issue? In the second quadrant, you're going to say, how do I feel about this issue? Or how do I feel about my thoughts on this issue? The third quadrant is going to say, what am I going to do about this issue? What needs to be done about this issue? And in the fourth quadrant, you're going to ask yourself, how do I connect to this issue? And after you're done brainstorming these questions and these answers, you're going to start to see some ideas flowing. And that's when you start to write your poem. I would encourage you to go back to the first line. Write the first line, start writing your poem. If you get stuck, write the first line again and then start writing your poem. And so that repetition will keep you sort of in a flow that you will probably feel comfortable with. I'm going to leave you with one of my poems, and I'm sharing this poem with you because I'm a young teacher. I am just coming out of being a youth, and now I'm an adult, and I kind of was walking in 2 worlds for a long time between, trying to be an advocate for young people, but also realizing that I have to step back so you can be heard. And it brought me to this realization that kids don't have to find their voice, but adults have to listen. So here we go. I want to tell you that you've had your voice all along. The beat of your heart and the rhythm of your song, your story belongs to your tongue. We've been hidden and silenced, but we've never been gone. I want to tell you you're not voiceless, that we've been silenced on purpose, that we've been tricked to believe that our stories are worthless. I want to tell you that pain doesn't have to be stagnant. Our bodies, our blood remembers. Dene sut lene hasli. I want to tell you that your tears will help us all heal. Let your eyes be the window between your hope and our fears, between the past and what's here. Your wisdom is a gift, and if the world fails to hear you, then demand we listen. Like a magnifying glass, amplify your insight. You don't have to be old to know what's right for your life. The world's dark and cold, and every fire needs a stone. Remember this if you ever forget your way back home. I want to tell you that you're worth everything you dream of, that you're worth every hug, that it's still safe to love. And your embrace may be lost, and your smile may be missing, but your imagination is still yours. So find the stars and just keep on wishing, just keep on praying, and we'll put our tobacco down and fingers crossed that we heal from this pain that all those strangers brought. And we'll stand with you and pray and struggle and bleed. They tried so hard to bury us. They didn't know that we are seeds. They tried to take our language, but here we speak peace. All right. I'm going to end this video by saying this video was made for a school audience and is brought to us by the Commonweal Community Arts Program. It is specifically for the Respond to Racism project, and I am Zoey Roy. I am a Respond to Racism artist. It's been a real pleasure talking to you for video 2 of this 4-part series. I look forward to seeing you again. Have a ton of fun doing this activity. I know that some of us are really gonna excel in this poetry activity, and then some of us are gonna really struggle, but that's just like anything. And just remember that all experts are beginners first, and we gotta start somewhere. So I hope you can take that with you and enjoy the experience. All right, bye for now.